Good morning. Welcome to the morning chat, where I tell you what's on my mind in the morning time, child. I hope you all had a better weekend than I did. Right now, you see me wrapped up in my blanket, real homely, real don't look good this morning. No, as you can see, I'm coming on here late, Instagram. YouTube, you don't know what time I'm coming on, but it's definitely later than I normally do come on the video. And as you can see, I'm looking rough. And it's for a reason. This past weekend was a very rough weekend for me. Okay? You know, it's funny. Last Monday, I came on here and I was talking about how I was second guessing. It was just a rough Monday. But this weekend was rough and I just needed an extra day, literally. The day I took that day. Now, before we get into it, morning announcements is on YouTube. It's available last Mondays. I was right. Last Monday's morning chat is available on YouTube. Ooh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. I don't know for sure, actually. I have a computer that I pay for every month. Hello? I saw you kind of light up. I see you Instagram, you light up. But, my video, I have all these lights on, but it's, as I get more money, the better product I can bring you. I'm going to tell you my bedtime stories that I thought that I had ready for y'all on Wednesday. I had edited and everything, but I had not uploaded to YouTube. So, I'm checking to see which day it will be available on YouTube. Okay, bedtime stories, episode 14, Caught Up Loving the Trill One, will be available later on today at 9 o'clock. So, look out for that later on today. You want to get into it. I'm telling you, it gets really interesting. We're going to find out what happens. At the funeral for Scar, and will Toy actually tell Saint that she's pregnant with his baby? Okay, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if Champ gets some information about Toy that is going to be valuable for him to, is he going to kidnap her? Is he going to threaten her life? Because he going to find out who really Trill. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So, let me go a little bit more into how this weekend was just not the best to weekend for me. Now, first of all, God is good all the time. Okay? And so I don't want you to think that this is any slight to the blessing on my life. But everybody's going to experience an evil day. In other words, the evil day doesn't mean that you're doing crazy-ish and stuff like that. It just means that you just have a bad day. Everybody wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, or it just seems like everything is just crappy that day, or this weekend, or a short period of time. And sometimes you just got to power through that day. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was the whole weekend. Now, child, and now this is not the main topic which I'm going to be talking about. But this is just a little, Mondays is usually what I did this weekend anyway. So, I think I may be perimenopausal, or approaching or brinking on menopause, because, okay, and those who can't deal with this type of conversation, click off of me now, because it's going to be yucky. Now, I'm not going to, I'm still going to be PG with it, but, some people don't want to hear about a woman's cycle, even though every woman has a cycle. Every born cisgendered woman has a cycle. Okay? All right? All right. So, basically, my period never went off from last time I came on last month. And it just spotted until I came on again. I think that's what happened. And it was heavy. I was experiencing horrible pain. Well, yeah, for some, because I've lived with this, transgender women, I've lived with this all my life. The pain that would bring any other man to his knees was written off by me as being, just a little back pain. Maybe I'm standing too much, whatever. But on Saturday morning, I was laying in the bed and I just felt weak. I felt like I was experiencing a low grade of pain. It was definitely like a 3 on the pain scale. But if you do from 1 to 10, it was a 3. But it was a strong 3, enough to make me feel jittery and weak. And come to find out, child, my Aunt Flo was like, girl, I was just around the corner. Okay? But now I'm back. She's James Brown. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. You okay? Okay. And she kicked in the door, waved in the fofo, and brought friends. Okay, so it was the heaviest flow that I experienced, and I wasn't ready for it. Financially and physically or mentally ready to for it to come in the way it did. It was just crazy. And, financially, I'm living check to check right now. That's one of the things that it's my fault. I made some bad decisions thinking that I was preparing for like really slimming down so certain people weren't getting paid. Okay. So that I could prepare to pay the necessary things like my rent, my car note, and insurance. So certain other creditors didn't get paid. Certain bills I only paid half of. So I'm in a position where I'm playing catch up because I decided to stay at my job to help out the team because we had an unexpected resignation and so on and so forth. And plus, I was getting certain procedures done that I still need that insurance for. Okay, I you know what I'm saying? It's just preventative testing procedures that I have to get done. But yet, it's something that I should do while I still have insurance until money start really flowing in. So, but I wasn't expecting that. Now, I'm guessing. I'm feeling, the more I'm thinking about it, because I was talking to my cousin, it's just like, girl, you might be going through menopause. You're of age to be starting your menopause, or being perimenopausal. And one of the things is that your period lasts longer than normal. And I'm like, I will get the part. I will get the perimenopause that keeps me on my period. Okay? Having long periods and shorter times in between my period, because really I shouldn't even be on yet. Okay? And so I read up a little bit on it, and it's like, you know what? The more I read up on it, I'm thinking, child, I might be. They talk about brain fog, ADHD. All these are effects of my hormones changing and my ovaries getting prepared to discontinue my menstrual cycle. Now, I'm no doctor. Again, I will be going to my OB on the 15th of November. I had it for today, but because of my financial situation, I had to postpone. So hopefully I'll go there, and I feel very positive that I'm going to find out that I'm perimenopausal. Okay? The brain fog, the not being able to pay attention, the irritability, the emotional ups and downs that I have been experiencing lately, the memory loss. I mean, when I say memory loss, some of it is a fog that you just can't remember. The black auntie syndrome. It's like, what's baby girl's name? You're talking about, and I'm going to do a real God's will, and I might feel like doing it later on today. But that reel where it says, when I'm in my 40s, do you remember? Remember? I'm gonna have to do that reel, because that is me right now. It's like there's stuff that I'm telling people, and it's like, Mom, you already said that. I was like, I know I'm not experiencing dementia. I have an impeccable memory. Okay, really. I mean, people might not think so, but I promise you, I have a really good memory. Okay, so when I'm telling you stuff twice, it's not dementia, baby. It's that menopause, child. It's my menopause coming in, and I welcome her. But bitch, you should have gave me a warning. She probably like, I did, girl. When your hormones and you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. So it was just very challenging for me, and for me not to have, now mind you, I'm not telling this for anybody to look at this later on and feel sorry, but if you are so moved, there will be ways that you can support this channel and support me, will be available in the description below on YouTube, and I guess it's still going to be below on IG. So this weekend, I pretty much, I'm surprised that I actually got all of my video morning chats scheduled to post on YouTube this weekend, and thank you, Lord, that I was able to, I had already edited episode 14 of Bedtime Stories. So all I had to do was really upload it and make it ready, schedule it for this evening to come up. So it was just very challenging, and I had to go, all I gotta say is I had to go old school when it came to the feminine products. Okay? I had to go extremely old school. Well, not extremely, but like, I had to go old school. So, I mean, it is what it is. And see, that was the blessing. So, at first I was complaining a lot to God. Oh, should I warn you? This is going to be a long video. This is going to be a long live IG. So, if you got time to jump in. But here we go. Well, here you go. So, it was a long, I wasn't ready financially or physically for it, or mentally or emotionally for it. So I kind of started out just like, God, I feel like I'm the issue of blood right now. Because you do know the woman in the Bible who had the issue of blood, the issue was her cycle wouldn't go off. And she spent all this money trying to resolve it. So, because back in the day, like back in Jesus' time, okay, they didn't have feminine products. They actually excluded women away from everybody else. And they had to, they weren't untouchable and they were considered dirty. So until their cycle was off. And then they were cleaned, and I'm pretty sure they went through some type of process. But she wasn't going off of her cycle. And I feel like she was probably going through menopause. So what I'm looking up is the woman with the issue of blood and where it's found in the Bible. Luke 8:43 and 48. And I was this weekend, child, I've been pushing through trying to get the hem of the garment. Lord, turn this off. Turn the faucet off, Jesus, please. And I guess Jesus said, instead of it, my faith causing it to stop, he did a Peter to me. So if you want to look up the story of the woman of issue of blood, it is in Luke 8:43 through 48. I'm not reading it to you because I'm not trying to have that long of a video. Okay. But who was it? He said, "My grace is sufficient for you." He said it to, "My grace is sufficient." 2 Corinthians 12. I want to say it was Paul. It's like he had a problem and he was like, "God, please take this away from me." And I guess his answer to me this weekend was, "My grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient." Okay, I know I'm laughing, but I'm kind of still going through it, but I just need to take an extra day because I really didn't get much sleep on Saturday or Sunday. So I just need an extra day. But even going on, that his grace was sufficient. And it's like, but stop the period. My grace is sufficient, my daughter. Like, man, I'm asking you, and I don't want to ask anybody for money. I'm asking God. He said, "You do not have because you do not ask." Well, I'm asking you. Okay? And he's like, "My grace is sufficient." So, I had, I guess his grace provided me knowledge of how to get through this weekend and push through this weekend. I can't say that I wasn't mad because I felt like, Lord, I put stuff up on OfferUp to sell. I had a couple of people that seemed like they were interested in a mattress, the twin mattress. By the way, if you want to buy a twin mattress, holler at me. I have one twin mattress on OfferUp. I have some cute shoes, boots, some booties, 5-inch heels, tan suede, size 9. They're for sale for $40. I'm willing to negotiate, but I'm not going lower than 30. Okay, for them boots. I think I wore them one time. I bought it for my birthday. My feet couldn't fit in those things. They were too narrow, to be honest with you. So I have that, and I have stuff on OfferUp. So it's like I'm not sitting up here just trying to asking for a miracle outside of like just let somebody buy this stuff so that I can go and get the proper feminine products to take care of this blood at least, and maybe get some food or something. I mean, dang, Lord. You know? Um, so I mean, like, it's like that, you know. Um, I mean, it's been rough financially and physically. I am going through it in October, September. This year has been a rough year. A lot of y'all had a rough 2020. I have a rough 2022. Okay, and I have a job. You know, for now. You know, I have a job. And it's rougher than my 2022 is rougher than my 2020 ever could think of being. Okay, financially and physically, I am going through it. Okay. So that part. So that. Okay. So my cousin called me yesterday to kind of vent about her day or her weekend, and I said, well, let me trump that. This, that, diggity diggity dog. So me and my cousin Child, we talked for 4 hours on Sunday. It started out with venting, and then we started talking about politics and socialism versus capitalism, and this is where you get the main story or the main morning thought. Now, I was coming to you all last week, and then God just veered me off. But we were talking about, I want to talk about no matter what you have to do, you're going to have to play the game regardless. Okay? Doesn't matter what type of government you have, no matter if you own your own business or you work for somebody, you got to play the game. I don't care if you're sitting on the sidelines. I don't care if you're the water boy. I don't care if you're the person in the stand making money off the game, but you playing the game. Okay, I oftentimes hear a lot of people kind of like, I own my own business so that I can be my own boss. Bitch, you ain't never gonna be your own boss. Your boss is now the people that you're providing services or products to. Okay, if you want them to continue coming back to your business, you're going to give them what they want. Period. Period. Having a job is the easiest money that you could ever get. Because you don't have to take the risk. You come in, you do your job, you leave on time, and you follow these rules. You play the game, corporate game. Okay, you come in, you work, you do your best. If you really want to be a star player, you're going to kiss a little ass. Fact of the matter is, okay, you're going to kiss a little ass. Guess what? That doesn't stop when you have your own freaking business. Okay? It doesn't stop because you have your own business. Well, I don't have to give them the. Oh, okay. Then you also don't want to have continual business. You got to play the game. You're going to have, for us YouTubers, as content creators, we got to get into learning what the algorithm is and what is necessary to grow our channels. I am guilty of not doing that. But I do it still. Even though I was like, I ain't going to play the game. I'm just going to go here and tell them how I want. I'm not going to be dressing up and putting on makeup and doing all this and giving you a fake life or whatever the situation is. But I bet you I do know that doing reels grow my channel. So guess what a sister started doing a little bit more of? Doing reels, doing shorts on YouTube, doing reels on Instagram and Facebook, doing TikToks. Now, granted, I do like doing them though. I mean, that's the best. It's not like I'm doing it because I don't like doing it, but I recognize that I grew the channel and I like doing the reels. So I do more of those to get y'all to see this. Okay? So no matter, you still got to do it. Just like you have to go to work if you want to impress your boss. Okay? You're going to show them how you can do this by yourself. Or I can handle this and I have reasonable, and I can delegate and I can do this. So that you can be a star player in your office. So let's normalize not dissing people who have jobs and those people who have their own business. Okay, on either way. It's like you still got that little business you have. Don't be disrespecting those people who is out here hustling, bitch. Okay? Hustling and doing their own business. Nor we need to stop those who have our own business and we are hustling and we bringing in that money. Don't be dissing those people who have the security of working for a job. Yeah, they have to ask for PTO. Okay? But even when to take a vacation, but even when you on vacation as a business owner, no matter how big you are, no matter where you are in this business, where you beginning, you're in the middle, or you at the top of your game, you are never really on vacation. The plus on the PTO asker, okay, when they on vacation, they on vacation. Okay? Don't call me, don't ask for nothing. A business owner is always going to be concerned about their business if they really care about what they're doing. So guess what? Guess who's going to still be on that phone call talking to their assistant, asking them what happened with this, and that. Okay? I remember when I used to work for this law firm. It's no longer in business, but it was a nice little Georgia law firm, litigation law firm, insurance law firm. They did a lot of stuff, right? And the partner of the law firm would go on vacation. But guess what he was still doing every day of his vacation? Calling his assistant. Okay? Getting the daily report mailed to where he was in the Hamptons or wherever he was. Having it shipped over there so he could stay on top of his game when it came to his business. You understand what I'm saying? They were still reachable by text message or phone or email. You know what I'm saying? They was always on. Okay? Because they have to be always on, because if something happens at that business, they're responsible for it. Okay? And damn sure ain't gonna sit up there and let their little minions F up their whole business that they done worked hard and hustled to get it to where it is. All right? So you're gonna have to play the game. It's just a level game. Are you doing something you don't love to do? Do you hate your job? Maybe you should not be at that job, or maybe you should be out here hustling and doing it. And maybe if you hustled, you can respect and go back to a job. You can respect those people who hustled to get that. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of ass kissing, okay, that they did to get that client. Okay, that is bringing in continual business. Salespeople, I respect anyone who owns their business, even even the ones that I don't respect their business, the way they do business. I respect the fact that they jumped out there on their own to do their own business and they hustled to get the clientele that they have. And they managed to still pay their rent, still pay their car notes, still do and provide and do stuff and get stuff to better their business. Okay? So a lot of times you might get upset or whatever, about how things go. I mean, it's just going to be what it is. But the hustle don't stop. The game keeps playing, baby. Okay, whether you want to be in the matrix or out of the matrix, you still got to play that game. Whichever game you want to play. Just because you don't play football don't mean you can't play basketball. You playing a game. And you're going to have to kiss some booty. You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, if you want to progress. I'm just saying. And this is coming from the queen of no kiss ass. I don't believe in kissing ass at all. Okay? Everybody can get it. Okay? Period. I'm going to be honest with you. That's how I believe. But the way I act is a whole different thing. I recognize I'm going to have to play the game. Even if you said, I'm not trying to beg to be at your table, I'm going to build my own table. You've heard of that. I said, stop begging to be at someone's table, at a seat at their table, the man's table, the white man's table, whoever that is. Okay, build your own table. I said, but the fact of the matter is, all tables have legs. Okay? All tables have legs. There's certain principles and things that it's just across the board. Across the board, still playing the game. I might not be begging to be getting a seat at your table, and I decide to build my own table, okay? My table's still gonna have legs. And there's certain things that I'm gonna have to do in order to build my table. Okay? Now I'm sitting at my table. Now I have to get people to come and sit at my table. You know, you still gotta play the game. The game is inevitable. The game is inevitable. Okay? My babies, my children, my young people, my nephews, my nieces. Okay? The aliens that be listening to this. On Earth, with an F. EARF. Earth. Okay? On Earth, there's a game that you gotta play. You just got to. Okay? Now you can be unique in how you play it. Okay? You can find the loophole in the rule. Oh, you said that I couldn't double dribble. Okay? But you didn't say I couldn't triple dribble. So there you go. You didn't say I couldn't do that. You didn't say I couldn't have wings and fly and drop that ball in the basket. You didn't say that. Okay? So I'm going to take advantage of that loophole. You got to just find those loopholes that just work for you. Number one. Number two, the thing of some principles that I've learned in my 50 years. These are just my personal things that I've noticed and observed in 50 years that you're going to have to do. Okay? One, you still got to be nice to people. You still got to be cordial to people. You don't have to be nasty. Okay? Even when you find a loophole. Okay? Recognize game. Learn it. Learn the game. Okay, how can you properly build your own table if you don't even know how the dang doggone game goes? If you don't recognize that every table has 4 legs, or maybe 3, depending on if your table is circle or square or triangle. Okay? Who said the table had to be rectangle? Who said that a table had to have 4 legs? Who said? Recognize, because you know how the game is played and you know the rules and regulations of the game. That's how you know what you can get away with what you can't. Okay? Okay. And don't hate on those people. Don't provide fuel for people by being a hater. Don't be a hater. Okay? Be hate worthy. Hell, okay? But don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. You just motivating people to continue doing what you're doing. With that said, there was a video, reel that I did with the Gracie's Corner. The sound of the letter may tell me what sound did a letter make. Yeah, I did a short of it. I added it as a short on YouTube. Guess what? I got 3 thumbs down. You would think that I would be sad about those thumbs down. Bitch, no. No, I wasn't sad about those thumbs down. Bitch, you had to watch it to not like it. Thank you for your viewership. I appreciate it. Haters. Okay? That's right. That means I'm doing something right that people don't like me. Okay? Because you have to view my shit to not like me. I have to be on your radar for you not to like me. Make yourself hate-worthy. It doesn't feel good when people talk badly about you. I'm going to be honest with you. It don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? But as they're standing there or typing there and they're talking about, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't believe in what you said. Oh, I love the haters. Okay, that means you had to listen to me. Okay? So, thank you. So, you're going to have to play the game regardless of what you do in your life. No matter what you do, you playing a game. And if you think I ain't playing a game, then use a lazy bum and somebody's tired of your ass. But guess what? To be a lazy bum, you still got to play a game. You got to get somebody to convince people to actually take care of you. Especially if you're a grown person. And there is you don't have any reason for them to take care of you. I mean, you don't have a disability of any kind. And you're an able-bodied person. You mean, nigga, you can't even get a job at McDonald's? You can't even get a fast food job? You can't ask the local gas station, look, can I just sweep up outside for a couple of dollars a day? You know what I'm saying? Somebody's willing to pay you a little something to work. Promise you. It might be bullshit the baker's man, but it is still paying you something. You know, if you don't work, you don't eat. I'm curious on where that scripture is. If you don't work, now I've read it. It's just I don't read it that often. So, it is in 2 Thessalonians 3. Let's go there. I'm interested. It's time for me to put on my glasses, y'all. Aren't they cute? That's because I had a job. I have a job. And they pay me. 2 Thessalonians 3. Let's read that in context real quick. He said, how can you sit up there and quote the Bible and just cuss? You know, this thing called humanity. Okay, I am a work in progress. I'm a work in progress, baby. You know, again, like I say, my saying is, don't come for me, pray for me. Okay? If you didn't like what I said or how I said it and you couldn't receive it, then maybe I shouldn't be the person you're listening to. Okay? All right? All right. Let's get into chapter 2, verse, Second Thessalonians chapter 3. Doesn't 3:10. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're gonna start from 6. It says, and this is the title of this section of the chapter is an exhortation to proper living. It says, and now, dear brothers and sisters, and this is in the New Living. No. Is it what is it? I don't want to lie to you. I already cussed. And some of my things done cut me right on off now. I was right. New Living Translation. NLV. No COVID. And now, dear brothers and sisters, we give you this command in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Stay away from all believers who live idle lives and don't follow the traditions they received from us. For you know that you ought to imitate us. We were not idle when we were with you. We never accepted food from anyone without paying for it. Where was I? I lost my place already. Oh. We never accepted food from anyone without paying for it. We worked hard day and night so we would not be a burden to any of you. We certainly had the right to ask you to feed us, but we wanted to give you an example to follow. Even while we were with you, we gave you this command. Those unwilling to work will not get to eat. Yet we hear that some of you are living idle lives, refusing to work and meddling in other people's business. We command such people to urge them in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ to settle down and work to earn your own living. As for the rest of you, dear brothers and sisters, never get tired of doing good. Take note of those who refuse to obey what we say in this letter. Stay away from them so they will be ashamed. Don't think of them as enemies, but warn them as you would a brother or sister. So they said, so if you don't work, you don't eat. That saying is based on it. I guess it's especially to the people of Thessalonica. Okay, there apparently were people at that time that was literally, they were saved, born again, but they weren't doing this. They weren't going to work. They weren't trying to do anything, and yet they expect you to feed them and clothe them. They were bums, okay? They were bums. Now I don't feel so bad why I don't like the people that be begging for change at the gas station and at the intersections and the off ramps. They're standing there and they're asking you to give your hard-earned money that you went to work for to them for nothing. They're not giving you nothing. Nothing. They're not working for anything, and yet they want you to take care of them. Okay? I'd sooner support a drug dealer before I fucking support a person that ain't doing nothing. Okay? That's not doing anything. Now, you say, what about when you ask for money? I'm working here. Do you understand? I'm providing content. Whether you like this content or not, I'm still working. I'm giving you a work. You understand what I'm saying? So when you give into a person that is, that is providing content or doing something, they're working. Your pastors are working. Okay, they're not just asking you for money, they're working. Okay, and if they're doing right, when you go into that church, the lights are still on, aren't they? You have pews to sit in, right? Or chairs to sit in, right? You don't have to wear your coat in your church, because if you have to wear your coat in your church and you are given to that church, baby, you might need to leave that church. That man is misappropriating your money. Okay? That's how you know that you have a pastor that is used as misappropriating the money that you are giving to the church. Okay? If he's driving around in a current Rolls Royce, now if it's a 1973 Rolls Royce, okay, you still give to that church, because he ain't paying nothing for that old thing. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a current luxury vehicle and he's dressed in Gucci all the time, and sometimes when you go into your church, and sometimes the lights are on and sometimes they're not, the heater isn't working, you got to wear your coat to hear the word. Or in the summertime, you get them church fans, y'all still paying for a new water heater. The toilets don't flush. You understand what I'm saying? And you're actually giving to that church, baby. Might need to put your money into one of these mega churches whose lights are still on. Or another church. You don't have to go to a mega church, but you can go to a church that is, you see where your money is going. But if them lights is on and your toilet's flushing, the water's running, and you have decent pews, and you don't have roaches and rats running over your feet, you don't have to wear your coat in the wintertime, or you have to bring your own personal fan in the summer, baby, you see where your money is going. Okay? Hell, if he's in a good car and none of the church stuff is on, you see where your money's going too. And if you don't like where your money is going, stop going there. I don't care how good he sounds. He's misappropriating your money. But I digress, because that's not where I want to go. I wasn't trying to go there. But you still got to play the game. Regardless of where you are in your life, no matter what you're doing, you still got to work. Okay? You still got to work. You still got to play the game. AKA, play the game. Okay? Now you can be a ruthless player, and you can do shortcuts and find all kind of loopholes, and you can ignore morality things that would be morally correct to do. Or you can recognize, it's like I had a previous boss, and I'm going to say it here because I've talked about this person plenty of time, but I'm not going to say this person's name. But I worked for this t-shirt company, and I admit I don't like the way he does business. Okay? But what I can say is he might not have been morally right, but I can tell you there's nothing I could take him to court for. Okay? It's nothing that I could take him to court for. Okay? Because business-wise, I understood the business. And he did what he did, and I agreed to it. But because I knew, okay, this game, I just chalked it up to a learning lesson. It said, okay, I know I can't do business with him anymore. Okay, I can't. And I can't be associated with him because I don't want to learn the game like that. Okay? Because he wasn't right morally. I would say I wouldn't want to do business with him because he's not upstanding. Okay? But his business practices It is business. It might seem a little shicey, but it's business. Okay, what can you say? Did he not provide you a product? Okay. Did he mess it up? Okay, well, I'll make you another one, but I ain't gonna give you your money back. Or I've already put in this energy to do it, and if it's not to your liking, I can give you half the money back, but I've already put in energy to do it. That's only right. Okay. I mean, business-wise, he's right. He's put in the energy to create this t-shirt for you. Okay. You don't like how it's done. Okay. I can give you half the money back because it didn't come out the way you wanted it, but I've already put in the energy to do it, so you can't get all of your money back. Rightfully, he has, I mean, that's the right of doing business. It'd have been nice if you knew that if you don't like this product at the beginning of you doing business, say if you don't like the business, the product at the end of the day, you get half of your money. Okay? Okay, and he would be unwise not to ask for a deposit. Because if at the end of the day, you could just not, I don't like this, so I'm not going to pay you. And he put this energy in here. So that part. So that's business. But he could have said it at the beginning. If you don't like it, you will only get half of your money back because I've already gotten the material to make this shirt. You know what I'm saying? I've already used up energy, literally energy, electricity, gas, whatever I'm using, all my products to make this. And because you don't like it, I'm sorry, but I've already put in some energy. You got to pay. Deposit is non-refundable. It'd be nice if he told you that in the beginning. That part. That's the type of tell them in the beginning that this is what you're going to get. So make sure, you're going to give me a deposit, but it ain't going to be refundable, baby. Okay? So, those are the things that, I didn't like necessarily. I would have told the people in the beginning, this is what you're getting. And if you don't like it, you can only get half your money back if I already started on it. And that you're presented with the product and you don't like it. Now, at the beginning, you could say, well, before I give you this, I'll pay you to get a sample of what you're going to do first. Okay? Let me see one shirt. You know what I'm saying? And you do that one shirt, and they say, okay, I like what you're doing. Continue doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Continue doing that. Here's your deposit. Let's do it because I've seen an example of your work. Okay? Of how you did exactly how I wanted it. Okay? That way you can be assured. It's that type of thing. Let's be upfront with what you're going to do. And I think that's the only thing I didn't like about his business. He was never upfront with the people he did business with he provided a product for, or with the people he worked with. He was never just upfront with them. And then once you done, once it's said and done, it's not the way you expected. It's like, well, sorry, you ain't going to get your money back, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And what can you say? He did it. If you take him to court and say, did you do it? This is the problem. This is sorely not, they might get granted something. You might get granted something because it's severely wrong. If it's severely wrong. But if you don't like because there's a double line here where it shouldn't be, it's like, sir, that's not severely a bad situation right now. So you wasted the court's time about a double line or it's slightly blurred here. If you spelled the word wrong, and there was one client of ours that it was a major deal. And child, I missed it too, child. I can't even, I'm part of the blame. I should have read it, but he spelled a word completely wrong. Okay, well, he spelled it wrong. It clearly wasn't immediately noticeable because I didn't catch it, nobody else caught it. And then we found out later on down the line that, oh, all those 100 shirts that you made for us, they were beautiful, but you spelled weekend wrong. Or, you put an A instead of an E as weekend. You spell it as a week, like week, no energy in, or it was something like that. It was Bahamas was spelled wrong, or something was spelled incorrectly. And which reminds me of, if y'all ever watch that reality show with Jim Jones and his girl, right? His mom got all these t-shirts saying something about being whatever, and the t-shirt company spelled the word wrong, and she had all these shirts made, and they were spelled incorrectly, and she didn't even notice it until Jim Jones' girl recognized that it was spelled. It says, something else. It was psychotic, and it was spelled wrong. It was spelled like psychosis or something like that. It was just psychotic or whatever. It was spelled incorrectly. So that part. I mean, sometimes it happens. It happens, man. But that's where you have to have someone who read reviews in, and I should have seen. I should have caught that. Someone should have caught it before it got out of the house. There was too many people that was in that daggone house that shouldn't have been caught. But either way, we still have to play the game. And I say that when I mentioned him to say that person that I didn't like working for him, but I didn't like the way he did business. Okay. But the good parts about it, I always talk bad about it, but let me tell you some good things about working for that t-shirt company. I got to travel to places in the United States I had never been. Like Cincinnati. Let me tell you, Cincinnati without rain is a beautiful city. Oh, well, the parts that I was, downtown, I guess that was downtown Cincinnati. It was so beautiful. Oh my God. I loved it. It was such a beautiful city. I loved Cincinnati. We stayed in the white hood, like the white ghetto, like where white people are, and it wasn't a trailer park. It was like white ghetto. It was so, interesting. And they had a Kroger's there. Funny, right? Anyway, I got to go to Tampa. You say, oh, you have never been to Tampa? I had never been to Tampa. I've been to Orlando. I've been to Kissimmee. I've been to Maldora. I've been to Gainesville, child. I've been to Miami, Fort Lauderdale. But, child, I ain't never. That's right. I'm going to say it again. I ain't never been to Tampa. Another beautiful city. I got to go to North Carolina, Greensboro. I've been to Charlotte, North Carolina, but I ain't never been to Greensboro. I had a fucking ball there for North Carolina A&E. What is it? Oh, please. You know what? I got a handy dandy computer. North Carolina A&T State University. Look, that was one of the best homecomings I ever been to. We sold out, almost sold out. We had enough, but child, I had a good time, and I love my girl out there in Greensboro. It was a great time. So I got to travel to places that I wouldn't normally travel to. I've been to Nashville. I had never, let me not lie, I might have went to Nashville when I was younger because we used to go to the Grand Ole Opry. Let's see, where is the Grand Ole Opry? I think it is in Nashville. Opry, yeah. So I have been to Nashville before. As a kid, my church would take the youth to a youth conference in Nashville, Tennessee. But I went to TSU. I didn't go there, like I didn't go to school there, but I got to see TSU a couple of times. So I really enjoyed myself, and I really liked the vending. It was a good time, and especially once you get to know vendors that's out there, and you see the same vendors in certain places, like, hey, what's up, how you doing? You just get to know some vendors. It is a ball. You do, and it's just a camaraderie amongst vendors, and you get you a good vending circle. Man, y'all really, y'all partner up to do things. Y'all sell well. It's a good time. So I really like that. I really did. So there was definitely good times. It was definitely good times out there. Oh, child. Oh, I didn't forget about some of the concerts that I got to see because I was vending. Like, there was a free concert, and I seen Big Daddy Kane with his fine ass. He is aging like fine ass one. You tell me, look, I date him today. Okay? Right now, if he came knocking on my door, Big Daddy, I'm like, hey. I'd just be like, ooh. But yeah, in Cincinnati, I went to see them. I saw Little Kim in concert here in Atlanta at, I think it's Wolf Creek. Let me make sure I'm talking correctly. Yes, it is Wolf Creek Amphitheater. Nas was there, Little Kim was there, and I got to see them in concert. I had never seen them in concert. So that was great. I was on the radio promoting that t-shirt business. Thelma from Good Times, I forgot her real name, and I'm not feeling like looking her up really. But yes, because she's always going to be Thelma to me. Hell yeah. So there was a lot of good times. I just didn't like the way he did business. Oh, no, I've been to New Orleans before, but I got to go there again on the vending trail. I mean, it's just places that I had never been, or I got to go again as a vendor, and it's a whole thing. So it's fun, it's rough, it's fun, it's just a little bit of everything. And it was fun. There was bad times, but it was good times. And that's just the way it is. That's the way the game goes. You're going to have good times and bad times. There's going to be positives and negatives in it. It's just which one are you willing to deal with, regardless. Okay? Now, you might not like calling it playing the game. It might be a better way of saying it. But the game, you still got to play. To me, that's the way I say it. That's the way I say it. You're going to have to play the game. Okay? Again, whether you're in the game as a water boy, if you was a tight end, you might not be a star player. You might be just in case. You might be sitting on the bench in case that quarterback, and you got to be ready. Okay? That quarterback goes down, and you, the backup third string quarterback, and the second string ain't ready. You got to stay ready, because at any time, it could be you. And your time is coming. You got to stay in the game. You got to stay prepared. Okay? Now, it's just up to you. Are you willing to kiss ass? Significantly, obviously. Okay? Are you going to be blessed to just at the... Now, I've been in situations where I've been working and my supervisor just favored me. I don't know why they favored me. They just did. You know what I'm saying? I'm no better than any other person. I just come to work and I show up and I try to give my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And are you taking full advantage of that situation? Just stay in there. Stay prepared. Recognize game so that you don't get screwed over or feel screwed over. Okay? Now, I'm going to end with this, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow. How I feel about Diddy and Mace. Yeah, see, told you. See, that's that menopause. No longer, that's that black auntie. No, that's that menopause. Like, what was, I was just saying his name. I think, now there might have been stuff on the back end that unseen that we don't know what happened. We don't know. I don't know with Mace. Maybe there was something that Diddy promised him privately that he didn't come through with. But if you're talking about, oh, he gave us a bad contract, but you signed it, you didn't read it, I'm pretty sure all that he's doing is in that contract. Be real with us. Did you read it? Did you have your own attorneys go over it with you? Did you take time? Okay. Auntie tip for you. Anybody that's rushing you into a decision, okay, or you only got until tomorrow to make a decision, that's still enough time for you to just really think about and weigh the cost. If you can't take that contract home and read over it yourself, okay, if you can't mold it over and just discuss it with whoever else you need to discuss it with, if they have a problem with discussing it with someone else, you then just say, I won't sign that contract, okay? Or I'm not going to do business with you. I say, you need to make a decision right now. You going to come with me or no? Then no. The answer is no, okay? Don't be afraid to say no. Trust me, if they saw value in you, somebody else will find value in you. And that's something you can use in any situation, okay? If a job is like, you need to give me the decision in 5 minutes, then that decision is no, because you're not even allowing me to really discern if this is something I want to do. Chances are they have something crooked in that. That's without reading their contract. If they don't want no other attorneys looking at it, if they're suggesting their own attorneys to look at that contract, then you don't want to sign with that person, period. If they give you a hard time about letting somebody else read over it with you, okay? If they say, what, you can't read? You can sit here and take as much time as you need to read this contract. Here in this office, though, I can't take this contract home. I can't have somebody else look at something, because right now I can see it and I can still be excited and I could be high off the champagne that you're offering me. If you feel pressure to do something, don't do it. If you feel pressure, I don't care who it is, don't do it. If they're pressuring you, you're not sure you want to do it, like, nah, then. No. Okay. Again, if they found value in you enough that they're trying to pressure you into being with them, signing with them, going with them, then say no, you're valuable. You know right then that you're valuable to them. Okay? All right. Well, I told you it's going to be a long one. I told you it's been a whole hour. I done gave you an hour of a morning chat. I hope there was something that somebody could relate to on what I said. And that's it. Remember, love yourself, love your neighbor, and stay authentic. Okay? Bye. Now I'm going to get off of here and do a Facebook morning ride. That's not a morning ride, okay? All right now. Bye-bye. Y'all have a good one.